Okay, welcome back, everybody. As I said, just nipped out of the our booth. We call it a booth. It's actually a back of a van at the minute, but needs must here as this Hawkstone International. Yeah, we just went down there. What you can see there is the Parc Ferme, the waiting zone. Just went in there. Me and Callum have just quickly been in there to try and get some lowdown, some of the riders. So basically, we mentioned before, Conrad Muse is decided to sit this one out. He's not injured, nothing wrong with that. If you missed that, what Callum mentioned earlier, privateer team, you know, obviously with good support from Stebbins Car Superstore, KTM UK, powered by Bikeshaw. But Conrad feels great. He's got the opening round of the World Championship next week. Basically said, save the motor, save myself. I'm feeling good. I've just gone out there and beat a world champion or an ex-world champion.
Yeah.
Park it up there for the day, and I don't blame him really.
No, I don't. Got some info from the Revo 17 as well.
Yeah.
So all the development really has been developed around Supercross. So they're actually going out there today on a Supercross engine. And obviously with how heavy the track is, Supercross bikes, you know, they're a little bit, you can get away with being a bit more powerful. Stuff like that. So they've gone out there on that setup and they've realised, you know, hang on, we need to probably back this off a little bit or get some bigger radiators on there, work on the cooling. So they're going to, this was a valuable exercise for them as a team to go, right, okay, Jamie's good. Jamie's going well.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Jamie. Nothing wrong with the engine. It's fast. But we need to work out to get this thing a bit cooler. So, yeah, good.
Trial and error. That's what pre-season is.
That's what they were here for. You know, they wouldn't have known.
Final shakedown. It's not just all about where the rider's at. It's everything, you know. And we know these days a MX World GP Championship. It's a long old affair these days. I mean, you know, I was fortunate enough to race GPs back in my day, without sounding like I'm swinging in a rocking chair. You know, we had like 12 GPs a year, you know, maybe, you know, I caught the tail end of where they started to ramp them up. But like, was it like 22
yeah,
or something now?
21.
That's
maybe.
a lot of racing. And, you know, there's a lot of development. And as we said, a lot of these teams are behind the ball a little bit just purely because the race season rolled in deep into 2020.
So,
you know, and we're trying to get everything back on schedule. What we'd call a traditional motocross calendar.
Yeah.
So
and Revo last year were on MX1. So this whole 250 thing is a brand new thing for them. I mean, I know they did it with Husqvarna. There was Husqvarna. So this is all development straight from the bottom. New bike, everything. You know, and it's all been developed in America for the Supercross series. So these teams need to be out doing it in every element to work out, right, okay, that's not good for there, that's good for there. And whatever, it's all testing. It's all
absolutely. Testing. Yeah, so these guys, we'll be pulling them onto the start line anytime soon. You can see some of the mechanics getting the start device already on. Now, I mentioned that earlier, how it lowers the front end. Didn't mention, for those new to the sport, how that actually works regards of disengaging. So what it is, they set it to varying heights. Obviously, the lower down, the harder it is. That's why you see the mechanics pulling really hard to pull it down. And it just clips and holds the forks down. It automatically, or should automatically, disengage when they hit a big enough bump where obviously the forks even go lower and then it just pings off and drops back off. That's not always the case. Jeffrey Hurlings is a notable, last season his start device did not come unclip, and then before he knew it, he had a Monticelli literally as a neck brace.
Yeah, I mean, that's the risk with running it real low down.
Yeah,
I think you do get benefit especially on the grids, dry grids, with cranking it right down. But there are risks involved. You know, if you can't get on the brakes hard enough into the first turn or something like that, then you're running the risk of then going and hitting a jump with the forks already compressed. It's all going to be a bit weird.
Yeah.
So there is a sweet spot.
Definitely is. And some riders prefer, you know, it's rider preference as well. So that's more about the start device. You'll see these guys, particularly the 450s. And as we said, the sport's moved on with the grids, the metal grids. You know, they've kind of come into motocross now, you know, off the back of Supercross. And
I imagine when you were riding, was whole shot device a thing? Maybe it
certainly
was just
not.
No, it would have just been starting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no blocks.
No.
And God, I needed them.
No, but
wishing back now, I can't believe I didn't think about it.
But in like the Supercross and stuff, it was probably just starting. You know, like AMA side, maybe.
Yeah, around that time, but certainly when I was
It wasn't
fortunate enough to race GPs,
mainstream
it was
thing that
basically your
everybody's-
start technique was off the back of just having good throttle control, clutch control, and away you go type thing.
It was
you know,
early 2000s probably, wasn't it?
yeah, and of course then, but then it evolved. Then it started becoming like some tracks obviously started having concrete launch pads, and of course now we've evolved like everything does into these mesh pads. So they do genuinely offer grip. And you know, there was a lot of...
It's the same. It's consistent.
Well, this is
grip.
the thing. There was some people said, oh, it's going to ruin it. You know, you got to be able to learn how to pull away out of a rut and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, if you're then making the start platform same every time for everybody, then I think it's improved the sport, personally, having the grids.
It's fair for everybody.
Yeah. And you'll be amazed how much grip they offer as well, by the way.
So much. Yeah, like literally... You can even stall the bike easy off one of them because it just goes, bleh.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not got enough gas.
Well, you can see these guys coming out. So the 250s all coming to the line first. So they are going to get the first pick. And let's just see how they line up, because if they put them all to one side, then potentially we're going to have like a staggered gate drop here. I actually didn't get that information out there. So
I imagine they're going to line the 250s up on the inside of the gate.
But then all the starts have been coming from the outside.
I know.
So maybe these guys are going to...
I know.
They're going to line up to the left, yeah. And all the 450s will then be down the inside, which actually the way over the last 2 or 3 years now, Hawkstone, they've moved the start forward a little bit from where it used to be. But it definitely favours, or it seems to favour, the left-hand side of the start as you're looking down the start straight to be... that's where most of the starts come from, that side these days.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't used to be that way at all.
Absolutely, no. It used to be the other way. Inside was more favourable. Look at the size of Jasakonis. I mean, he literally... it looks like he's on a pit bike. Doesn't it look?
He's a big guy. Yeah, he really is.
So the 450s now coming to the line. There's Dan Thornhill, I think that is. Yeah.
Yep.
Dan is one of those ones, a UK rider that just every year just gets that little bit better. He's a consistent performer.
Only little notches though. He gets more solid, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like he's a guy that you can rely on for being in the top 10. You know, if you're a team and you're like, yeah, we want someone who's just there, consistent. We know we can rely on him. Dan.
Yeah.
He's just that guy. And he's also, I think he works.
Yeah,
well.
and he's just a great team player, and just genuinely an all-round, thoroughly nice chap.
Hang on. No, they're just...
No, they're not doing it, so they're just putting them wherever you want to go. Okay, so it's not any advantage to the 250s then. They obviously get the first pick. The 250s have had the first pick. But yeah, we're not kind of doing one side of the gate and the other, so it's going to be a straight-up gate drop then.
I think Glenn didn't get the memo.
There'll be a few riders light in this. We know, as we've already mentioned, Conrad Muse deciding to sit it out. Some of the others will as well. The EMX 125 riders won't be in it. Maybe that's something they should look for the future.
Yeah, get them all.
Mind you,
fill the gate.
But they've had 3 races already,
yeah,
so
they'll be done.
Yeah, maybe not such a good idea. There's Thornhill pulling in on the cab screens, Crescent, Yamaha. Ben Edwards there on the Kanagi Fuel bike. MX Nationals, last year's expert MX1 champion. He will be moving up to the fastest 40 pro ranks in the Michelin MX Nationals this year. That thing that they got going on at the Michelin MX Nationals with all the classes, so you can work your way up. It's proper progression. You've got the clubman class,
it's good that an
then the amateur class, then the expert class, and then if you're good enough, you win in the expert class, you get moved into the fastest 40, the pro riders.
Like the AMCA system, isn't it? Scoring your points. I think it's the best way to do it. It gets rid of sandbagging at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Right, this is the final 15-second board of this, the 2020 Hawkstone International, brought to you by Tough Sheets and Ashbrook. Here we go then. Final gate drop of the day here at Hawkstone in Shropshire. Who's going to get the start? I'm guessing it will be a 450, just simply outstripping those 250s. And it was Ben Watson, who will definitely want to make up for that disappointment of going down.
Is that bogus?
Oh, you've got Gifting in there. You've got Van Donnick is in there. It's a bit of a Simpson. It's and that even looked like Tom VL.
Yeah.
Because I definitely saw the new new shape plastics on the Red Bull KTM.
It's gotta be so frustrating, but great for Ben.
Great for Ben.
Great for Ben.
Right. So what we've got here then, we have got basically a bunch of top riders that have gone down in the first corner. So this is going to be good to see where if and how they can come through the pack. But a great opportunity for Ben Watson then, if he can keep it on the island this time, no mistakes. He had a second, I think, in the Superfinal at La Capelle. So, yeah, let's see if he can go one better here at Hawkstone. Ooh. There's TKO, Thomas Gier, Olsen.
Bouncing off the top of the step up.
Yeah, so some of the bigger names are up there, but we're going to see a lot of the top riders have to charge through the pack here. Well, we hope we do. I hope they stay out there. There's Vial coming round the corner right at the back.
I know. You know when you see some of the guys at the back, I mean, like Rob Clitheroe. He's so fast when I see him at a practice track. And I'm like, God damn. That, you know what I mean? These guys at the front are just in a different league. But then if you go to, like, you know, Fat Cats or something, you look at Rob Clitheroe and you're like, oh, geez, it's going so fast. You know, it is a different level.
Yes, it is. It is. We're looking at some of the best riders
in the world.
In the world, basically. You know, and obviously not all of them. You know, a lot of them won't be doing the Hawkstone International and saving themselves for Matterley and whatever reason. And of course, you've got the whole American contingent focusing on Supercross right now, and there's that constant debate. You know, who's best, which series is better, all that, which will never go away.
No.
You know, and like most things, you can argue fact, you can talk all day about opinion, and how do you prove it? Until we get all the top Americans coming over, or all the GP riders go over there and they ride a full series, you can't judge Motocross of Nations. That's a very different thing.
And they're way more focused on Supercross, because that's where the cash is.
Of course.
Who wouldn't? You know, that's where the money is. And I mean, they are starting to develop a world Supercross series as well, which I think's been a long time coming, really.
Yeah.
It should be there.
It'll be good, you know, and again, listen, if like me, you've been around this sport a very long time, I love it for what it is, and I love AMA Pro Motocross as much as I love GP Motocross and Supercross and whatever. I just like seeing top athletes at the top of their game going at it, and that's it.
It's just as enjoyable.
It's as simple as that, you know. I'm going to get into the debate of who's the best ever.
Look at Kulas and Koldenoff, absolutely going at it, inside, outside, chopping and changing. Koldenoff using that outside berm, though, just carrying a little bit more speed, manages to get the better of the 151.
Oh, that was tidily done by Bogus. He
was.
Jumped straight into that rut. Leading MX2 rider, there he is, number 74. Cader Wolf. And I tell you, he's sticking it to them. Whether he's got the minerals and the power and the bike and everything to go the distance. But right now, he is right there in the mix, putting pressure on who was that in front of him? That was Kulas. So, yeah, so Cader Wolf will definitely want to be the leading MX2 rider in this race. In some ways, for the MX2 guys, listen, they're not going to race them in a championship or anything like that. They can argue if they were racing for points, they're at a disadvantage. But at this stage of the year, as your final run-in,
it's good for that build, isn't
absolutely. I mean, he's genuinely got some faster riders to chase here and hunt down and try and stick with. So,
I mean, like, they probably do it at the practice tracks as well, don't they? But it's never the same as in a race situation. Everyone's a little bit more hyped up. Everyone's a little bit more focused. Everybody's a little bit more, you know, they've got their eyes on the prize. They're ready to go. So no matter how good you think you're going at the practice tracks, it's a bit of a different, like, you know, when there's a gate drop, there's money involved.
Yeah.
You know, so all of these guys are going to be going hell for leather. So if you are a 250 guy and you're running with them, you're like, okay, I know where I'm at. I'm good.
Yeah, and he is looking very good as well. I have to say, straight up, I'm impressed with Brian Bogus, actually. You know, I mean, he's there. He's been there, isn't he? He's been like a factory Honda rider. He's had good rides, but, you know, over a season, I know this is just a one-off event at the minute, and we have to judge it over the season. But right now, I have to say that this is probably the tidiest I've seen him.
Yeah.
Regards of an off season and where he's
good.
at.
And I think I was just looking at the bikes, as they go into the line. I got a good look at that standing construct Husqvarna, and one thing I noticed is they've got a lot of the factory stuff now. So a lot of the factory stuff that is, like would have been on the MXGP team last year on the factory KTM team, they've now got a lot of it. I noticed he's running the black factory shock, stuff like that. So he's probably got access to some better parts as well. Now they've retired that model of bike.
Yeah.
But that's what I would say, like looking on the outside, because I don't think they were running the actual factory stuff before. So, maybe it helps.
Looked like Thomas Kjær Olsen made a move there on Harry Kulas jumping into that sandpit. Indeed, he did. So, yeah, Kulas deciding not to jump into that sandpit again.
Don't blame him if I'm honest.
Yes, we've seen Conrad had a crash there. Van Donnick made the move there, but just about held on to it. Harry playing the percentage game, deciding to not jump into that, but it's cost him as TK Olsen goes by him up a spot into 5th. Kader Wolf, your leading MX2 rider, looking good. Just 7 seconds off the lead. Haven't seen much of Ben Watson in this one. He was leading the second MX1 moto. Threw it away. There he is, right on cue. Good work, cameraman.
Coldenhoff is coming, though. He's coming really quickly at the minute. He's definitely eating time away out of Ben Watson. So hopefully, Ben can stay focused, though, on this one. Get a win today. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be great for him.
This is going to be, listen, all I want from this one, which of course commentators curse, we've mentioned it time and time again, I would just want these guys, these 3 guys to just all stay upright and let's just give us a really good super final, a good way to sign off the Hawkstone International 2022. It's been, I have to say, yesterday, I'm not pessimistic. I'm not a pessimistic kind of guy. But honestly, with the weather like it was in the forecast, I was like, okay, it's going to be a real war of attrition, battle of attrition, particularly after what we saw in 2020.
Well, when I drove in, Jeff, the water that was down on the road, I was like, wow, okay, room for a wet one. Can't believe how good the track is.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So the Salop Club and all their staff and everybody, with the help of obviously Ashbrook and all the machinery and everything, they've sealed this circuit up. They've been here enough times to keep an eye on the weather and know what to do. And I have to say, with the weather that we've had, the track is riding exceptionally well.
None of the top 3 choosing to do that jump. I have to say, though, man of the match for me at the minute is Bogus. I think Bogus is looking a little bit better than the 2 guys in front of him. He's using different lines. If you look at him, he's working the very outsides, very inside of the track, where Glenn and Ben seem to be, in the same part of the track. Again, look, see how we just moved out a little bit wider? I don't know, just observation. It's easy to sit here and observe if you're actually looking for it.
That's what we mentioned earlier on, mate. For me, he's there. He's looking the best I've ever seen. Look at that.
That was nice, yeah.
It's the best I've seen him in, coming into a season. I'd definitely say that. Yeah, he's looking tidy. And obviously, and sometimes you go and jump on a certain bike or a team, and for whatever reason that you can't even describe, it just works. It just clicks. And it seems to be working for him at the minute. He's in a strong position here. He's definitely closed in on the 2 ahead of him. There's Coldenhoff, currently running in 2nd. So again, like Glenn on his day, we saw it. Redbud, Motocross of Nations.
Yeah, it seems to be good in this side.
Was just amazing. I was there that day. He honestly, that wasn't a fluke win. No way.
No.
You don't fluke a Motocross of Nations one, double victory.
Did you?
He was clearly the best rider on the day.
Yeah, I mean, even better than Hurlins. It just made him all look silly. Did you see Pastrana backflip the tabletop?
I did. Yeah.
Oh my God! I was just in the right place at the right time to be mind blown by that. I mean, what a guy.
Of course, you hung out, didn't you, with Travis earlier on? Come on now, I'm not going to make you get. I
didn't actually hang out with Travis.
But you did. You spent some time with Travis. What was it? Tail end of last year.
He wasn't there though. I went to his house.
Oh really?
I was with Olivia and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his wife was there and stuff, and a few of the other guys like Greg Duffy and people like that. But Travis was, I think he was rally driving at the time.
Once again, huge shout out to the guys at Beer and RFX, because said it many times before, hopefully all you guys, wherever you are, who've been watching this live stream, you can thank those guys there mentioned below, Beer and RFX, for that, because without their support, this live stream wouldn't have happened. And of course, the Salop Club for, you know, giving the green light and agreeing to it and doing it. But they are the main factors of why we've managed to put out this live stream. So big up to Beer, RFX, and all their brands. Thank you so much.
Got to say, I've seen a absolute ton of the Jude Morris 101 beanies flying around today. So many. And if anyone wants to get involved with the Jude Morris Foundation and help, you know, raise some money or anything like that, then get in touch with Mark Morris, and you can find out what those guys are up to. But it's all good stuff. Unfortunately, Jude passed away last year. That's why you'll see the 101 on a lot of people's hats and jumpers and things like that. So, yeah, big shout out to the JMR Foundation. And I urge you to check it out and see what good they're doing in the sport. I think they've got a little amateur team going, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Well, yeah, literally amateur in the fact that it's like a foundation academy where, you know, they've chosen 10 riders. I think it's 10, maybe even more. And not just necessarily based on like your performances, you know, and if you're a top rider, it's like putting back into the sport, being professional.
I like it.
Doing your social media, all that. So yeah, go and find them on Facebook, wherever, you know, you'll find them. Just Jude Morris, JMR Foundation, and Mark Morris and Lucy, Jude's mum and dad, obviously putting back into the sport that gave Jude so much. So big up to them.
It's getting pretty racy up the front here, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Of course, these two teammates last year, so they.
Well, and they're gonna be at it all year, I imagine. Ben needs to know at least he can head up Coldenhoff, like, because that's where he wants to be. I imagine goal-wise for Ben will be
love that
top fives. You know,
you see some British fans getting into it.
We're
getting into it. I can hear Roger Warren out of our back of the van here screaming and hollering.
Everyone's got their cameras going. Look.
Yeah, ramping it up.
Smartphones are filming everything.
Ben obviously looks immaculate because he got the whole shot, and let's be honest, he's in pretty bright just one kit there as well. Pretty leery, but
see, that outside line there is working so well. That's what Bogus is doing. He's using that outside, and I think you're just able to carry so much more speed. You just saw it then.
Yeah.
There's a whole second.
Yeah. You get a better run into that corner there. So, okay, let's see what Ben's got. He's got to now fight back. Again, 25 minutes plus 1 lap. They've clearly dropped Kay DeWolf now. No real surprise. No. Kay is riding around on a bike that's effectively half the power.
So you got to think here.
Oh,
Bogus! Oh, that was nasty. That's what I mean about the hard base.
Well, we've said
underneath, it's so hard.
That jump is one of the most trickiest on the circuit. It really is. It's hard underneath. You're kind of hitting on an angle. There's sandstone under there. Well, you could see he slid on the sandstone. Yeah. Tell you what, he was
very lucky there.
Factory suspension and a bit of luck.
Yeah.
Because if he'd caught the top of that rut just a couple more
game over
inches to the right, that would have definitely high-sided him, and it would have been good night Vienna from that point of view.
I've got to say, like, from Ben's perspective, okay, you've got Glenn Coldenhoff in front of you, who's a podium guy in MXGP. You know, Ben's aware of that. Bogus is also, he's had some top GP rides. He's been factory Honda. You know, even if Bogus gets around him, he's not done bad. You know what I mean? Ben's in a good spot here. He's in a very good spot. Let's go into Matterley knowing that you can be with these guys. You belong at the front of the MXGP class because these guys are going to be at the front.
Yeah, as I said, the MX1 class in GPs, MX2 as well. You know, we are talking the you know, World Motocross Championship here. So, you know, it's always fun to make predictions going into any championship. We've all done it with AMA Supercross, and we're seeing that now starting to take shape.
Yeah.
And it will be like this at round one. We all know the saying, classic saying goes, look, you can go to round one, you can't win a championship round one. You've heard this phrase many times over. You can't win a championship round one, but you can definitely put yourself on the back foot and pretty much not throw it away, but you know,
you can make it difficult for yourself, can't you?
Yeah, 22 rounds or whatever it is. You know, you've got good means to catch up. So we've seen it.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Ben's learned and gone, okay, that inside line's working. Let's use it. which is good.
Yeah.
That's, you know, like, you've got to see that stuff. Bogus looking super clean at the minute. He carries a lot of speed.
Yeah, he does look good. To be fair, I do. Cool. Again, maybe it's an old school thing, but I just kind of like his setup at the minute. Just, you know, the classic
cool.
black and white look.
That's
you know,
what I'm
just
saying. I like it.
Yeah, less is more.
Less is more. The and if anyone wants to get behind Ben, obviously he's leading the way for the Brits. Anyone wants to get fully behind Ben, he has launched his merch. I'm going to give him another plug again. So he has launched his merch, 919 Clothing. Head over to his Instagram account, have a look at it. It looks really cool. He's put, you know, a good bit of effort in with it. So Ben, if you're selling out with this gear, I want some commish.
All right.
You know, I'm on 15% mint.
Look at you getting all street talk. Merch, commish. Is commish even a word?
Commission.
Thank you. You're like my nephews. I have to make.
I'm just shortening things.
I make them text me back in full English because I can't be handling it. Yeah, that's an old school thing.
I'm just saying, I want some commish from this. If he's selling out, I want an XXL shirt and all. Let's go.
I can only assume his brother Ryan would have done all the design work.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, he's looking good in this as well. Currently in second. So Kader Wolf is your leading MX2 rider in fourth, as you can see on the screen. 3 seconds, just under 3 seconds ahead of Thomas Kier Olsen. Harry Kudas on the cab, Screens, Crescent Yamahas in sixth. Then it's Adam Sterry. Best rider of the day for Adam?
Yeah.
So far. Yeah, absolutely getting more with it. Sean Simpson is in eighth. Tom Vial after crashing. Of course, all these guys went down on the first corner, so that's some comeback. So actually, it's Simpson that's probably charged through the pack the most. He was down on the first corner. He's got himself up to eighth. Some ride from Tom Vial, because he was definitely on the deck with him. And a strong ride from Dan Thornhill in the Superfinal, currently holding down a top 10 position.
Yeah, actually, Dan's going to be pretty pumped with that, I imagine. MX2 and MX1 together and managing to pull a 10th. That's solid. You know, battling with people like Tom Vial. Tom Vial's won MX2 GP races.
I'm not sure if the timing is up to speed regards to the lower end. You know, it looks like Gifting and Brent Van Donnick have not really gained any time. So I've got a sneaking suspicion that they might actually have been out of the race. But then it would show, wouldn't it? Maybe they are still circulating, but I can't believe that they're still way down there circulating.
No, you think not.
I think they... Who's that? Top of the hill, can't quite see. But definitely Koldenoff looking good in this one. Watson, well, he's got to find some way of fighting back in this MX1, MX2 Superfinal at the Hawkstone International.
At the top of the hill?
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was. There's Kader Wolf, leading MX2 rider by some margin, actually. He's way ahead of... It was. Good spot, mate.
No, was that Dan?
Very good. Or is that Dan? One of them.
That's Dan,
That's Dan with the plain white lit. Yeah, so Thornhill, it's a bike issue, is it? He's riding it in anyway. He's got it rolling. No, he hasn't. He's just rolling downhill. So Dan Thornhill, see you again? No matter... You know, people say, "Oh, you got a great job. You got a great job.
Oh, yeah,
I love what you're doing."
Ruining people's races.
Yeah, just ruin it by mentioning them. Well, you know, we're bigging up Dan Thornhill, and then that goes and happens.
It looked like a bike, didn't it? Should we be on the track?
Possibly not, but I'm not going to call them out. Yeah, meant to be obviously any kind of signalling or coaching is meant to be from behind the pit signalling area.
Well,
but anyway,
I don't know what the rules are on
we didn't see it.
No, we didn't see it. What never happened. Nothing to do with Kader Wolf.
So Koldenoff looking good. It's definitely we're starting to lose a bit of light here at Hawkstone Park, but then you know that we are. Let's be honest, it is February in the UK, so it's not California. I think you've worked that out.
I wish it was.
Well, I don't know. Part of me wishes not.
My bones are aching, mate.
Oh, okay, in that sense, yeah. Yeah, Koldenoff, though, looking good for this one. Bogus has just dropped off the pace a little bit. So Watson has got away a little bit there. Ben Watson. Of course, we'll have the overall winners, which we've gone through anyway. That's combined on the two races that they had earlier. And then it's just an individual award for the Superfinal. So as we said, Conrad Muse took the overall victory in MX2, which is great for him. And it was Brian Bogus who took the overall in MX1. Right now, though, Koldenoff looking good to come out of here with his final race before we get the MXGP underway at Matterley Basin in Winchester next week. Yeah.
Are you going down?
Absolutely, yeah, I'm ready for that.
When are we going, Saturday or?
Oh, I'll be there Friday when I get.
Gonna do the weekend?
Yeah, getting right into it.
A few beers and that?
Maybe.
I've got a kid, mate. I'll be going down on Sunday. It's all over for me now.
No, it's not. Oh, you're destined to be a schoolboy dad.
Oh, yeah, it'll come.
I say, yeah, you know.
I don't know, you know. I don't know what I'm going to do in that situation. I'll probably just leave him to Spinksy and that, to deal with.
Yeah.
I'd rather just be dad, not
bankroll it.
I'd rather be dad, not coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not my job. I don't know enough about that. So I'd rather be a shoulder to cry on if I'm needed.
Oh, bless.
It's a better way to do it.
Absolutely, yeah, totally. And of course, that goes back to what we're saying, really, as a sport. There's Harry just adjusting the clutch there, you saw.
Yeah, the Yamaha is one of the only ones with a cable clutch, really, left.
But going back to that, about the family side of it, yep, this sport, you need a great deal of support to get anywhere in it. But of course, what I've always loved about this sport is it's so family orientated. Different to the fact where your kids, if they go out, they play, you know, like football, tennis for a better word, whatever, even if it's BMXing or skateboarding or whatever, you know, they go out on their own, they go and do it. But with motocross, you can't do this without the support of a decent team around you, a family team.
You need a network of people, don't you?
Particularly if you're starting young.
Ben is catching.
He's got pushed a bit over there, though. Look, and so is he just to get a pinch Bogus off
Bogus
just enough?
is there as well. So Bogus is putting the pressure on
Here we go.
which is driving Ben forward into Koldenoff. We're not going to get the last lap yet, so we've got probably 2 or 3 more laps to go.
People are getting excited. I know we are.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a new pair of underpants.
So soon in the season. Blimey.
Kex.
Careful, you've only got a few pairs. This is going to, hopefully, we will finish on a real good note here at Hawkstone. Not to say that the day's been bad. It hasn't. It's been great. We've seen some great racing. But hopefully, the last few laps of this super final, these top 3 will pinch up.
I mean, I have to be biased. We have to cheer Ben on. Or do we? Or we're not allowed to do that?
I think we can do that. I mean, I know we're going all out around the world and all that kind of stuff. But on this occasion, yes.
I think so. Come on, Ben.
Yeah.
Let's have it.
It's a kind of private production, you know. We can be a bit impartial.
Well, I think Bogus has gone missing.
No, he was right there, wasn't
he? Yeah, but he's not now. I'm pretty
sure.
So
Koldenoff having to deal.
Ben.
Yeah, you might be right.
I think he's gone.
Okay, well, that could be back to a 2-horse race then, as we try to find. The cameramen are doing a great job, considering, as I said, we haven't got split timing. And there's Bogus there. Look, he's just dropped off a bit.
Right, let's be fair. It's not that hard to spot Ben.
No, it's that just one kit. Obviously, a new deal signed with the whole team. Roman Fevre, after 4 years being in Alpine Star.
Yeah.
He's the whole team gig. So they really are making the Kawasaki racing team really trying to give it a real
fresh
identity.
Image, yeah. It was very difficult to differentiate between Roman Fevre and Eli Tomac. They were both on car. They both looked exactly the same. It was like, what is this Eli Tomac doing GPs now? It was very similar, but they've come up with this new fresh look this year. I like it. I think it looks cool. It's just something a bit different, isn't it? So
you know, and as I said, the Kawasaki factory racing team, long time been supported by Monster Energy, obviously. With the whole pro circuit thing, don't they?
It's a budget thing.
Oh, he's getting closer. No, that's a back marker. There's a Koldenoff stretched it out again.
Monster Energy have put pretty much all their eggs in the Yamaha basket, and it left a massive hole. I think that's what's happened. I know for a fact they've just reduced budget for motocross in general. So and Rockstar have gone now. Of course, it's Coca-Cola that own all those brands, so I imagine it's an internal decision somewhere. Yeah,
well, hopefully, they won't be out of it for too long. But you know, that
Hey,
maybe open up the door for other.
It makes ways for new things. CBD oils, that seems to be the new thing. There's all sorts of stuff, isn't there? That's sort of, it comes through in fads, doesn't it? Before it was cigarettes before energy drinks and beer,
cigarettes, yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. In the late, well, certainly in the 80s and 90s, yeah.
So it's normally something addictive that ends up as a sponsor.
Well, motocross is the most addictive out of all the things. So that's Watson. Yeah, he closed in, dropped back, closed in. So Koldenhoff seems to be managing the situation at the minute. You got the running order obviously on your screen there, top to bottom. Liam Evans just outside the top 10. Better ride from Tom Grimshaw. Gavin Stevenson out there. He had a bike issue we saw in one of the motos. Jamie Law on the Apico 2-stroke machine.
Adam Sterry having a better ride, actually, look. He's 7th. He's been sort of outside the top 10 all most of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, so no doubt, ignore the times there, but Van Donnick and Gifting went out quite early on in the event on that first turn crash. Shame, really, because for me, you know, I'd like to see Van Donnick see what he could have done, because obviously second MX1 moto, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Jumping into that sand pit, took the race win. Yeah, looks like Koldenhoff has just upped it a bit now.
I think this has got to be the last lap, so Ben's probably just like, you know what, we'll stay healthy.
Well, that's key, yeah. I mean, God, the last thing you want to do 1 week before you start your World Championship campaign
all the way.
On the last lap is go and do that. So, yeah, you know, see, that's
why
how...
do we talk?
That's,
oh, God.
But that's the nature of the sport, though, isn't it? It can go wrong so alarmingly quick. And that's what makes it so great.
No, it is. And should be...
One lap to go, yeah.
Board now.
So Koldenhoff then, he's rode a pretty solid race in this one, I have to say. He'll be happy coming out of here. Listen, Matterley, we said, very different conditions next week. It's not a sand-based circuit. It's
chalk.
Down there, yeah, it's chalk. But Johnny Hamilton and the team down the years have kind of worked the soil. They don't override the venue. Of course, it only gets used a couple of times a year. They'll have that soil in good nick.
Do you know what? They do such a good job at that track, because it's not, you know, the easiest place to take care of. And people always go, well, why did they not do more riding there? Why did they not do more racing? Well, because it's such a massive job to keep that place in tip-top condition. They let the grass all settle over it, don't they? It is groomed literally to perfection. I'm surprised Steve Dixon doesn't walk around with a pair of scissors trimming stuff.
Oh, did you not know he does that?
No. It wouldn't surprise me, because the place just looks immaculate. So, yeah, massive shout out to those guys. And please, head out there, go and watch it. Get yourself to a GP.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? It's the opening GP of the year. You know,
it's
obviously
awesome.
There's others in mainland Europe that you guys can get to, but support the British GP.
Yeah.
You know, Steve, you know, and obviously, you know, the ACU and everybody involved with running the British GP. Steve has to work, working with in front, you know, I get it, but anybody running a GP, there's still a lot of work the promoter has to do.
Oh, God,
you know?
yeah.
So,
and the promoter also relies on you guys walking through those gates. That's how, you know, that's how the money's earned. Like, you know, if that doesn't happen, then we will lose the GP.
Yeah.
So get behind it.
Yeah, and then everybody will be moaning about that.
And then everyone will be moaning because we don't have one. So please get behind it.
Do you know what? That's not even...
Yeah.
Definitely the GP next week. But beyond that, just go and support UK motocross.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we have got a load of people that ride bikes in the UK. The industry's relatively healthy with all the parts, the aftermarket and all that.
A lot of people are riding bikes now.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling.
Riding.
Okay, this is it. The last corner, pretty much, apart from that sort of 45 dogleg. It's going to be the Superfinal win for Glenn Koldenhoff on the Monster Energy Factory Yamaha. Was that 2 laps to go? Of course, you know, maybe they got a 2-lap board, and yeah, not one.
God,
they just held a board up, though. Didn't the guy hold a board up?
I saw a board. It must be 2 laps.
Either way, he's not stopping.
No.
So
it's either the race is finished and
yeah,
Glenn Koldenhoff is on some sort of madman charge. Just to,
he's like, let's make it half an hour.
Yeah. We might as well keep practicing, haven't we?
Yeah.
Because Ben, where's Ben?
There he is.
Oh,
so, yeah. So,
ooh. I was... Ooh.
Okay, so we're not quite on the last lap yet.
It
Apologies.
looks like Bogus has caught back up to the back of Ben now.
Yeah, our bad. Apologies. We haven't actually got the running time on the race here in our booth. So
Our information comes from the exact same screen that you're watching.
yeah, there's Ben's bike starting to smoke up a little bit, but I think he's good at this point. Sterry now worked his way up to 8th. Caden Wolf is still your leading MX2 rider, comfortably there, holding down 5th. Good workout for him, very good workout for him. I expect that kid to definitely be putting it on the box with the occasional race win throughout the year.
Yeah.
I do think he is, you know, the youngster is more than capable of that.
Alfie Jones there just outside the top 20. Dan Thornton all the way back there as well. 2 laps down now, so I must have had a bike.
Now, I wonder, look, with a lot of these riders, you know, they break down the event. It's clearly, you know, conversations will be had, breaking it down on Monday, what was good, what was bad, where they felt they could have improved, you know, what needs to be worked on. I'd like to be a passenger in the Everts car on the way home, just to, you know, just to see where they're at with it and what, you know, what Stefan would have thought of that,
I think he's done well.
where Liam thinks it's at, as I said. You know, all that experience, wealth of experience. It'd be interesting to hear fly-on-the-wall conversations in the Everts household.
Liam did really well at the Italian MX Nations. He was good. He did Team Belgium very proud. I really do think he's on the right path.
So, just as we're talking about that, Bogas has closed right back in, but I think it is too little too late. I think this is it this time. Please say it is. Yeah, it is. The checkered flag.
Oh.
So just right on the flag. Watson has to lay it down to hold off Brian Bogas, but it's a second for him. It's a race win for Glenn Coldenoff. Bogas comes in 3rd. TK, Thomas Kier Olsen, will get 4th. And if it all goes to plan on the last lap, Caden Wolf will bring it home as the leading MX2 rider.
Yeah.
These guys are going to get cleaned up and go to the podium presentation. The podium presentation is something we won't be showing you guys just because of basically cabling and other issues.
Logistics.
Yeah. So we will basically going to be signing off round about now. Before we do, a massive shout out to the guys at Beer and RFX and all their brands for getting behind the live stream, making it happen here as a first thing on a first live stream on MXN TV. As we said, brand new channel. Please go and like and subscribe. We'll be putting up more content as we build this thing. I can't begin to tell you how a last-minute decision it was to do this. It was always on the cards to do MXN TV, but it all got rushed forward.
I was confirmed this week.
Yeah,
So yeah, get involved with all the brands as well. Everybody
Absolutely.
that sponsors the series, like all their Facebook pages, you know, Beer, RFX, you know, the Hawkstone page. Where everybody needs your support.
So we'll work on that. You know, we'll obviously work on, you know, logos and more video production, what goes on behind the scenes or whatever. So we really hope from an MXN TV standpoint, you've enjoyed the broadcast. Again, thanks to Beer and RFX, Oakley 7, Motul, Michelin, all these guys, all these adverts, commercials you've seen rocking up on the screen today. And also, thank you big time to Salop Motor Club for agreeing for us to come in and do the live stream. And obviously another successful running of the Hawkstone International. They've got a bunch of sponsors that we're now going to name check as well that made it happen.
Do you want to just 1, 2, 1, 2?
Yeah, we can do that. So a big shout out to Ashbrook.
And Tough Sheet Building Supplies.
Yeah, also 24MX.
Hassport.com.
The guys at GP Graphics, thank you for your involvement.
Yeah, and Muck Off as well, the probably the leading bike cleaner in the UK.
Well, globally now they're doing
globally,
stuff in
yeah, America as well.
Supercross with obviously the new Yamaha team over there. Thank you to Acerbis, Win, and all the guys there.
Yep, SM Pro Platinum Wheels.
Yeah, we got the guys from Tizer, a regional firm, getting involved.
Yep, Braun Workwear as well. So check out those guys, and you can head over to their website at braunwear.co.uk.
The guys at RFX as well, of course, that not only supported the stream, but also supported the event. So big up to you.
Yeah, we've got NVMX hubs as well. So metricsengineering.co.uk.
The guys at goggletech.com, GoggleTech Lenses. I think I saw some of those guys walking around today supporting the event as well.
Yeah, Liat Gear as well. Obviously, they do the neck braces, knee braces, helmets, and everything else.
Yeah, the guys at J. Kelly, MX Strength and Conditioning. Thank you, personal trainers, getting involved with some riders as well, helping them out.
Great. And also MPS, Motorcycle Parts Store.co.uk.
Yeah, and we got the guys at Valley Burner as well. Go and check them out. They've got involved. That's I think a local mountain bike centre.
Cool.
From pretty much what I can make out.
I wouldn't mind going down that hill on a mountain bike. You could,
you remember that? Remember the hillbilly thing?
Gee.
Do you know what? We should have signed off with that.
Yeah, we should have done. You should go and watch that. So Gumpo as well, gumpo.co.uk. And last but not least,
the guys at Townsend as well for getting involved. It's getting very dingy light in here. Our light's gone again. Got a job to see what we're reading. But anyway, folks, we really hope you've enjoyed this live stream production. Shout out to the guys at Alpha Live, the production team. Darren here has been directing us through as well, and all the cameramen for sticking with it as they learn the sport as well. So just thanks to all the track marshals, medical crew, and just basically everybody that made the Hawkstone International 2022 a good one. And it will be back next year, hopefully, with even a stronger lineup, potentially if it's not so close to the opening GP, etc. But another great effort. And
we'll see you soon.
We will see you soon. Just keep subscribing and liking and tuning into MXN TV. We're going to be hopefully announcing some more events and what we're doing. What I can definitely say before we sign off is we will be obviously live streaming the Michelin MX Nationals powered by Milwaukee. So keep an eye on that. We're not very far away from that series getting up and running. But that's it, folks. We can now go and warm our feet up.
I cannot wait to get the heating on in the van. Mate.
You actually do look like comfortably numb.
I'm really cold.
Yeah.
Really cold. So I'm off, guys. Thanks very much. Thanks for putting up with my voice. This is Callum Swan, and I am signing off.
Actually, yeah, you can follow Callum on Instagram. He's Lord Callum Swan.
Yeah,
the one and only.
It is a joke. It's not like I've got a ridiculous ego that needs massaging. Trust me.
You can follow me at the Jeff Perrott on Instagram, but obviously, please, we'll be doing a lot more stuff with MXN TV. That's us done, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Have a good week at work. I know it sucks, but it's work. Get through it, and hopefully we'll see loads of you at Matterley next week for the GP. Thanks, folks. We'll see you again soon. All the best.